Hi everyone, this is Deborah. Today I'm going to be talking about the different mediums that I have. So we'll start with the one that I've used recently, which is cream paste, and I'll have to link to the video. So this is used in molds to create a flexible mold once it dries that you can cut and tear. And the one that this one particularly is from Stamperia, so I have that one. And I will link to the video, as I said. I also have a same brand, Stamperia, in Glossy Gel Heavy Body Paste. And I have also recently done a video on this one, I think, so I'll put the links below. But it's like a clear, globby sort of jelly. And it works in a similar way to texture paste, in that you can run it through a stencil or something like that to create a 3D effect, a raised effect. So that's just the Glossy Gel, and it's transparent, hence it's slightly different to some of the others. The next one is this Stamperia Mixed Media Crackle Paste, and you can buy Crackle Paste in different brands. I just happen to have this one, and it is sort of like, I guess it's sort of quite gloopy. That's a word, I'm using it as a word. Quite thick and quite gloopy, and you use this on something, you put it onto a surface quite thickly, and as it dries it cracks, hence the name Crackle Paste. So it's very good for providing that sort of aged effect on things. So that's Crackle Paste. The next one is Gesso. So this is Atelier Gesso Primer that I have, and gesso is kind of like a very thick or opaque white paint. So it's not runny at all, so you can see it's not going to run off there. Well, if I tap it, but it's on there, and it's very, very thick. And you can use this in place of a white paint if you want something that's very opaque. It's great for that. It's also good for using as a surface preparation prior to painting something. So for example, you could use it on top of a canvas or on top of anything really before you paint something. I also have a black one, which is very similar, only it's in black, not white. The other thing with this is you can actually colour it. So if you have a little bit of gesso, or a lot, depending on what you want, and if I wanted to colour that, depending on my colour, I'm just using a Chroma Acryl violet colour. And you can see I barely put any down there. So I'm going to get a very, very pale sort of violet colour. And you just mix it up, and you can use it like that. So obviously if you want it darker, then you would put more down. That's going to be really purple now. I've gone a bit out of control there. I'll just get a bit of paper and show you. You can see how opaque that is. It's not going to show through. So that's another thing that you can do with your gesso. This is Liquitex Matte Medium that I've got down here now, and you can see that it's very thin and watery, and it's a glue. And you can use it to stick things together. It will create a very good bond. The other thing you can use it for is going over the surface of an item, so you can use it as a sealant over the surface of something. This one is moulding paste. You can also, I've also got Impasto Medium, so I'm going to open both of those. They're both, this is Holcroft and this is Atelier moulding paste. And I want to show you the difference between them. You'll also see it written as modelling paste. In fact, it says previously modelling compound, so moulding paste or modelling compound. And the other thing which is similar is texture paste, and it is a very thick, like a bit like spack filler or something. So if you run that through, again, I guess it's a little like the gloss gel that we were looking at before, but this is opaque. So if you run that through a stencil or something, you will get that 3D effect. Impasto Medium, and it is also similar to texture paste. So it's basically, it's not as heavy though. You can see it's quite light, this one. So it's a lot thinner than the moulding paste, this one, but it will do the same thing. You can use it to create texture, and you can use it to create through your stencils and things like that. Also, all of these can be mixed with paint, so you can colour them. Then I have some gel medium gloss. So obviously, because it says gloss, it's glossy, and anything with a gel, with the word gel in it, will dry clear. So this is the gel medium. They're quite similar in texture, maybe even a bit thinner than the impasto medium that we looked at before. It's also, this brand one is a whole croft, but it's very similar. Probably a little, yeah, I think it is thinner when you do that with it. Now obviously you don't have to have all these different ones. It's just I have done a number of classes and they've been asking, you know, to bring all these different things, and I just happen to have ended up with all of this stuff. So then I have the Atelier clear painting medium. So this is what you use when you've got some acrylic paint and you want to mix the acrylic paint, but you don't want it to actually get really thin, like you don't want to lose the colour of it. So for example, if I was doing a canvas and I wanted to have a quite, you know, thin layer of paint, then I would use the Atelier clear painting medium. So you just put some on a mat and you can see it's quite runny, and then you would mix your paint with it. So that would create it. It's also for if you're using glazing, if you're doing glazing in your painting, because when you mix the clear painting medium in, you don't actually get any loss of colour. You can see, even though that paint is very watery now because I've mixed it with clear painting medium, it's still keeping the same strong colour that it was before. So that's the beauty of clear painting medium. The next thing I have here is binder medium. So again, it's a Holcroft brand, not for any reason. It's probably all that I could buy at the time. And the binder medium is used particularly if you're doing a canvas and you want to stick something down on it. I have an example here. This is a canvas that I've done, and all of these things, this is actually paper and quite thick card, and also these, which are metal pen nibs, I've put on with the binder medium. And you can see that they're 3D. So what you do is you just put some binder medium down on your canvas and you put them on, and it's sticky and it will hold them. And again, it will dry so that it's clear. So the other thing that you see on here is the actual clear painting medium. I've mixed that with some colour and created this glaze sort of effect on the canvas. Then I have these two cans. One is a matte spray and one is a picture varnish, and this happens to be in satin, which means it doesn't have a lot of shine to it. So the way that these are used is the matte spray is not a fixative. So if you're using pastels or something on your canvas or paper, you won't be able to fix it with the matte spray. But what you will be able to do is, if you've got something, for example, a photocopied piece of paper or a picture, if you spray it with the matte spray, then you want to put it onto your work and use something such as the binder medium. It won't actually then run if you've sealed it with the matte spray first. You can hear it's got a ball in it, and you just give it a good shake. You should use this outside, and because it is quite smelly, so never use these sorts of things inside. And you can use it on paper and board and all sorts of things to seal your pictures or whatever it is that you're wanting to use on your mixed media. And then you've got your picture varnish. So you use this at the end, and this is the sealer. So this one is for oils and acrylics, so you would use this and just spray it. So you do like a very thin layer. If you want more, and that goes for both the matte spray and the picture varnish, if you want another layer, just wait till the other one dries. Don't try and put a lot on at once, or you'll find that you've got drips and runs. So just wait. And the other tip that I can give you is, once you've finished spraying, which you would do outside, I'm not going to spray it here, turn your can upside down and hold your nozzle and wait until all of the remainder of the spray, the stuff comes out, because what that will do is it'll keep your nozzle from getting clogged up if you do that. It doesn't waste very much, it's just whatever's left in the tube inside. So if you just spray it with upside down like that, you'll find that your nozzle will be kept clear. So they're the mixed mediums that I have in my tray where I keep them all, and that is just my take on them. I'm only a beginner. I've only been doing, you know, this sort of level of work for about a year, so certainly take it for what it's worth, and that's, as a beginner, how I would describe these things to you. This is Deborah. Thanks for watching. Cheers.